Another New World Wednesdays, boys. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. TightEyez and Altair are with me today, and we have a special guest in the background of TightEyez stream there.
Come on.
Give us the wave, Spiv. Give us the wave.
Come on, Spiv.
It's got to be the best card I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
New World Wednesday on hold for 1 second, boys. Moon, thank you so much for dropping 20 gifted subs. Holy shit.
Absolute Batman.
Oh my gosh. Man, thank you so much. What a legend. What a way to start New World Wednesday. Before we get started, this is something we should do every week, and I absolutely forget because I'm a shitty host. TightEyez, do you want to tell people where they can watch your stream, where they can find you? Tell us.
It's TightEyez Live. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. I'll just link it. It's easier that way.
We professionals. There you go. Get it in there. And while he's doing that, Altair, you plan to stream a bit of New World again, or are you kind of seeing how it goes? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be streaming New World again. I'll post a link as well. it's been a while, but
I don't know.
These boys don't know what their links are.
I haven't been streaming for that long.
Oh, professionals up in here. So, guys, if you are looking to find TightEyez and Altair and watch some streams, I will post their link down at the bottom if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, you've just found out where they are. So tonight, we're kind of in a point where I don't really know what to talk about. Like, New World is on hold until the 28th now, so we've got 40 days-ish still. I think we've spoken about everything that we needed to speak about in the beta, so I don't want to go through some old negative things about what was wrong, what was right. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to ask the boys, I don't know yet, I'm going to ask the boys what games they're going to recommend. So have a quick think, boys, to kind of give us our fix while we wait for New World. And then we're going to watch the video that New World posted on the 13th, so about I can't do math. About 5 days ago, they released a video called the Tales of Aeturnum, The Angry Earth. So if you haven't seen it yet, we'll watch that together. And leading on from that, we're going to be discussing what we would like to see coming in for New World kind of PvE content, and probably a bit of PvP linked in there somewhere because that's just what we do. So yeah, Tight, I know you've been playing a game recently. What would you recommend to the boys to play while they're waiting for New World to come out?
So it's a BR game for starters, but don't shoot me just yet. It's a melee-focused BR called Naraka Blade Point. It's actually it's pretty legit. There's trios and solos in it, and it has actually launched with a ranked mode on it. So I've been smashing that quite a bit recently, and then obviously, for some reason today, shark videos, which is why Apex is going mad over it.
Has it filled the New World hole, want for a better term? Like, do you miss New World while playing it, basically?
Yeah, I do. I'll always miss New World, but at the same... No, I always will, but it gives me that fix, you know? It gives me that melee combat focused kind of gameplay. And unless you are like Ped and use a little staff, little Harry Potter man, but
so yeah. I'll link that in YouTube chat, boys, or YouTube below. Naraka Blade Point, right? That's what it's called? No,
yeah.
Naraka. Awesome. I've watched you play it. It's one of those, I feel like you could learn it quite quickly, but mastering it's going to be quite tough, right?
Yeah. The traversal on it is just so satisfying too. Like, you have this little grapple hook, you know, and you shoot it out and you latch yourself onto something, pull yourself all the way up. It's pretty interesting.
Like Last Oasis.
Yeah, only less hair pulling in that.
Altair, do you have any games to recommend for the boys while we're waiting for the 28th of September?
Yeah, well, since today, actually, Battlefield 5, really fun.
Yeah, man.
Since I watched Spiv today, World of Warcraft, always nice to play. Maybe Sea of Thieves.
Woo!
Yeah, that's about it.
So we're I mean, I've been playing Battlefield 5 for a couple of days as well. I played Wreckfest for a day, and I realized how boring it is on your own, but it's still a glorious game as a racing game. But I'm pretty sure you'll be seeing us over the next week playing a lot of Battlefield 5. I know a lot of us are going to be playing 2042 when that comes out, or at least trying it. But yeah, Battlefield 5, Warcraft, if you're into that. I mean, yep. And Naraka Blade Point from Tight. So some good recommendations there, boys, to keep you entertained while we wait for the 28th of September. It's so far away. TightEyez is top 20 in the UK. Is that true?
It is.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I've been grinding the
Nice.
leaderboard. Yeah.
Is that like a legit leaderboard? Like, can we see it now? Is that a thing?
How can I pull it out? I'll screenshot it. Hold on. Right, keep talking. I'll screenshot. I have to start.
I'm
it up.
googling it, mate. This is awesome.
I don't know if you can. It's in game, like.
Is it completely in game? Dude, mate, that is props. GG. What does that put you in the world? Do you know?
Top 13%.
It's pretty fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well played. Yeah, give me a screenshot when you get it. Spiv says he's grinding the leaderboard. I think he can make it to #1 UK. Let's go.
I
All
got
right.
a little clip as well. We could probably play at the end. You know.
We got a legit professional in the stream, boys. Ooh.
Little 1v3 that Blake clipped for me.
Nice. Yeah, mate. Send it over. We'll have a watch through. While Type pulls up Blade Point, Glory, leaderboard, and 1v3s and ass kicking. Mate, I'm impressed, by the way. Well played. That is awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
I will bring up the Tales of Aeturnum. So, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, today's a little bit about kind of PvE content, and we're going to discuss what we would like to see coming into the game. And guys in chat, I'd like to hear what you would like to bring into the game, and we'll spend a lot of today basically discussing ideas and suggestions that we think would be good, like good additions to New World. Maybe someone will listen and take on our ideas. Probably not, but maybe. So let me swap over. So this is the Tales of Aeturnum. Boys, I hope you can see this as well. I'm just gonna let this play through. There we go. And
Wish to know more of the Angria? If it will keep you alive a while longer, I, Marsh Walker Afolabi, will be happy to enlighten you. Aeturnum has always been a place of
I actually don't like watching this, man. It's like makes me want to go back and play the game. Like serious withdrawal feelings now.
great natural beauty. But, as I'm sure you've
Can't wait, we
discovered,
have to,
the land
like,
itself can resist
wait
you.
until we can play this
It's as
game
though
again.
nature is trying to prevent you from taking advantage of its bounty. The Angria are physical manifestations of that resistance to wayfarers like yourself. Some believe that the land itself felt the corruption sweeping
Wait, that actually
through
looks
Aeturnum
awesome.
and decided to fight back.
I haven't seen these kind of corrupted close up with such good quality. Like that genuinely looks fucking awesome. I don't know if you've seen it like this, but this looks actually cool, man.
Yeah.
They have always had good design on them. Like.
I mean, to be fair, if you guys were watching stream today, you know that my PC just crashes because it sucks. So I have all my graphics on low. So this looks like a blur to me.
Eating through Aeturnum and decided to fight back. Others say that the Angria are as old as Aeturnum itself and have protected this land.
I'm kind of gutted a bit of the animations is still a little bit clunky here, but it still looks awesome.
Yeah.
Watch the kind of deer here. It's a little bit clunky.
Itself and have protected this land.
I noticed in the in the beta as well. Like if a deer went up kind of a vertical path, it would just clip to it. Like it just looks super derpy, but it is what it is, I guess.
The quality of the models do look absolutely cool, though. They do look fantastic.
They do.
Anyone set foot here, these creatures have always fascinated me. They occupy a special place in the natural order of the island. When angered, their purpose becomes clear. They're protectors of the land and take their roles rather seriously.
Yeah.
Should you arouse their ire, well, perhaps you deserve their retribution. A blight is steadily corrupting their kind, and
Did you boys get a chance to go this far in the beta? Tight, I know you didn't really. You had
Don't talk to me about it.
you had troubles. Did you get a chance, Altair, to explore?
Yeah.
this one?
I thought these guys that you're showing right now. I think it was with Tempest and Nim.
Nice.
I don't know if it was with Skylick or Pigeon, but it was really nice. Like fighting them, they were strong as well. Well, we had a couple low levels with us, so they died a lot, but it was really fun just roaming around and just watching everything. We even found like a tower full of loot.
Like
Nothing there.
The fucking massive one.
Yeah.
Really? In the preview, there was a lot in
Yeah.
there. It was like really cool. I think the boys probably told you.
Yeah, so there were two of them. One was were some mobs in there and full of loot, and the other one was just completely empty, just loot. So you could just run around, get everything, get good gear, and then get out.
I'll
It's
do.
pretty cool.
Free things is always good. It's always good.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Did you feel like when you were running around that it felt as pretty as this video that they're showing now?
Oh, maybe even prettier.
Oh, man,
Like you
it's
see
cool.
the flowers everywhere. I was just looking at the ground, at the trees, looking up into like the sky and everything all the time.
Love it.
But like my level was kind of the same as the mobs. Like I was like maybe 5 levels below the mobs.
Yeah.
But everyone else, like I think it was Nim that was like 10 or 20 levels below. So I was just looking around, and then Nim was like, "I'm gonna get tagged," and she died, and then we had to get her again.
Did you find being 5 levels below like actually being quite difficult, or
Yes.
Okay, it was.
I had to, I had a healer with me, so that was nice. If I didn't have the healer, I would have probably struggled and used a lot of potions.
Shout out to Tempest.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's we'll crack on watching through this.
some of the angry earth have succumbed to its influence. I have heard from the rangers of Eden Grove that these blighted creatures are even more dangerous than usual. More often than not, you'll find the angry earth in their elemental form. When the angry earth take on a humanoid form, we call them dryads. I do not
Can I
know
just
why
say
they
it?
have
She
chosen.
sounds like the female version of the male announcer in Last Oasis. If that makes sense.
I can't remember.
Same tone and everything. You know,
Yeah.
the flotilla. The
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the same tone and everything. Like
That is fucking. That was a good impression there, man. Oh, that was good. Yeah, it like instantly twigged that sort of quest line. Like,
yeah.
In this form. What I do know is that they're incredibly intelligent, very aggressive, and willing to fight anything that threatens Aeturnum. That includes you, of course.
Can't unsee
You'll
it now.
rarely find a dryad on their own. They like to work together to overwhelm and utterly destroy their enemies. A
Oh, they cool
brilliant
shields.
tactic they excel at. You'd be
dude, just gonna take a minute to appreciate that fucking shield on his back. That looks ace.
Yeah, the bone.
Oh, I think to be, I didn't spend much time doing much apart from running between Everfall and Windswood and fighting people, so I didn't see much of the game. But I'm super excited to kind of get towards end game and get some really cool skins.
I was in a stream of Asmongold's one night, and he was doing one of the last dungeons in there, and they were getting some really unique looking gear. Like it actually looked crazy. Like
Good.
the axes and everything, the whole shape of them were all different and everything. Like it didn't look like a hatchet that he picked up. It looked like a battle axe, but it was in a hatchet form.
Sweet.
It looked really
That's
cool.
sick. I've seen, I think it was Tempest with a massive tower shield with a massive skull
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That one looked so good.
That's good to know, because there was a lot of people that were worried about limitations, I guess, behind the skins and all that were coming into the game. So that's good to know, man. That is good to know.
Yeah, I think you can even get the shields that the mobs have, because I saw someone with that shield at one of the first people you fight on the shipwrecks. I don't know the name of them anymore, but they have that shield that looks
drowned.
like the rudder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that one.
That's cool, man. That is cool.
Yeah.
Let's crack on.
Be wise not to walk through their territory alone, unless you have some brave companions.
Nice transition.
I have heard stories.
Oh, that looks so
even
good.
Wolf is something of a birthing place for them. They say creatures spawn from within the gnarled, twisted trees and plants of what people call the Garden of Genesis.
Hey.
The light in the region affects the angry Earth's life cycle. Reekwater, however, is more of a grave for the angry Earth. I have seen them travel to the eternal pool to merge one.
Dude, that waterfall looks insane. I just saw Scap mentioned he had the Anchor Warhammer. I think my first was it a Warhammer? I had the spade, basically. I had a big old spade and was slapping people around the head with a big shovel. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that, man. That was funny.
Didn't have it for long, but I had that. Yeah, mate. This I didn't explore here in the beta, but this waterfall is just fucking. It just all looks awesome.
Once more with the land we walk on, dispersing their life force into the flora and fauna as they do so. In some ways, I feel a strange connection to the angry Earth. I sympathize with them. They simply wish to protect this land from outside threats. And us, humans, most certainly are a threat.
Bloody humans.
If we are to survive in Aeturnum, we must learn to live
Have you actually also
alongside
walked into
those who
the blight,
wish-
or what is it? The green stuff on the ground?
It's like isn't it like for argument's sake, it's like the corrupted.
Yeah, but different, mate.
Yeah, so you can
The
get
corrupted
potions for it, right?
ticks, and then you get damage, right?
Uh-huh.
The blight, like it does the same thing. It just it ticks down, but it has like a long ass cooldown when you get off of it as well, and it just keeps doing damage to you. It's insane. Like I've died to it like once. Like the first time I went in there, I was like, what is this? Like I keep getting damage.
Learn the hard way then.
Say PvP in that zone is going to be, in open world PvP, it's going to be kind of crazy. People getting inflicted by it and everything.
Did you come across many people out here flagged for PvP? Altair?
No, none.
I guess there's at the moment there's not really a big reason to go there. Well, there wasn't, because a lot of people weren't that level yet, and it was, I guess, mainly there to explore and see what's going on, I guess, in the beta. But hopefully, when the game comes out, this will be a good kind of farming zone, and hopefully there'll be some incentive to flag up for PvP, because you're right, Ty, this would be mega fun, like setting up ambushes and going back to choke points and stuff. That'd be awesome.
Even like awesome. using your hammer to slam them into like a blight area or something, like you whack them into the zone or something like that, you know.
Yeah, that'd be ace. I think this is pretty much the end of the angry Earth.
After all, there are darker forces at work in these lands than the angry Earth. But those tales are for another time. For now, I must return to my duties in the Reekwater marshes. Farewell, Wayfarer, and may fortune travel with you.
Love it. So basically, off the back of that, boys, tight. Is there, you know, maybe based on what you've seen and what you've read rather than what you played, but is there anything that you think would benefit the PvE side of New World and improve it?
I said it a good couple of times already. Just the geez, the name's blanked on me. What are the dungeons again?
Expeditions.
Expeditions. Like the expeditions need like another level, right? So like when you get to end game and you're max gear, you've like got best in slot gear. You can go into these things and get like specific resources or something like that that are way more intense. Now, obviously, that's for later down the line in the game, so I would expect that for an expansion or something. But just more difficulty, kind of turn expeditions into not necessarily a raid, but something that we could get together on the weekend and go, all right, let's set up like 6 teams of people and let's actually try and beat this on, let's just, for argument's sake, call it veteran or something like that. Let's beat this dungeon on veteran and make it very difficult to the point that when somebody does complete it, it's like it's a big thing, you know, because you get that kind of feeling when you defend or when you successfully attack a fort for PvP, right? Everybody's hyped as hell. Like everything went smooth. We've got the win. There's nothing really that's interested me like that PvP or PvE wise. Like there's nothing that I've went, oh, let's fucking go, you know. Excuse the language, but like you know what I mean. It's just getting that hyped about it. The PvE content, and I don't want to put anyone down that's put time into it. It just doesn't interest me on this game at all. Like at all, not one bit.
Mainly because of the difficulty.
Mainly because of the difficulty, yeah. Because I know we went into an expedition. I was a couple of levels below what I should have been in the beta, I think, or I was just at that level. And who did we have tanking for us? We had someone tanking for us, and he came in and he was like, okay, let's drag this enemy, you know, like kind of like, wow, let's grab this pack of enemies first, because if we get overwhelmed, we'll die. And then we did it that way, and it was fun. Like, it was like, oh yeah, this is strat. But then right after, our tank left, and me and Spiv and Tempest, I think, were like, do you want to run another one? And he's like, yeah. And we went straight back in, and we just ran through everything. We're like, we didn't even need to do that in the first place. It just wasn't fun from then on, you know?
So Malikin's put in chat, apparently all expeditions will have a hard mode. Someone came into stream last week and said that in the beta we were all on easy mode for the expeditions, but I don't think there's been any like official confirmation behind that, but that may appease, you know.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. If there's a hard mode, that makes sense. And
yeah, whatever that may mean, if there does come a hard mode, I feel the same, and you know, I'm pretty sure you probably did the Amrine excavation, which they have put out and said it is a like a tutorial dungeon, but everyone else who have done the other expeditions have also mirrored exactly what you said, and just sort of said, like, you know, you get to a point where if you've got pretty good gear or relatively good gear, even if you get it through the faction gear and you don't really put the effort into it, you can just left click your way through all the expeditions.
Exactly.
And, there is that argument again, where you know there are people that can't complete the first dungeon, you know, and there are people that can't complete the first dungeon, but there's lots of us that can. So maybe adding some sort of difficulty levels would be the way to kind of combat that. So yeah, no, I agree. What about you, Altair? I mean, firstly, what are your thoughts on the expeditions, and then secondly, what do you think could be brought into New World, kind of from the PvE scene, to make it a bit more exciting?
Well, the expeditions, I only done the first one. I've seen the other ones on Discord streams from other people, and they look fun to do maybe like once or twice, but it's not something like on other games that you grind out, that you literally have to grind out to get like one piece of gear out or something like that.
You can get good gear though from them, can't you? So would you
Yeah,
would you
you
not
get-
want to
yeah.
do it just because it's like not exciting enough to do it?
Maybe last one of the last expeditions, because you can still buy faction gear, and at the end, faction gear or crafted gear is actually better. What
Yeah.
I've seen than faction gear, so I think you should go for faction gear first, then crafting gear, and maybe if you're lucky, then one of the last expeditions get like a good drop or anything.
So, do
You go.
you know the one thing that could literally change expeditions, not even just the difficulty of them, but make them so much more fun, is if the bosses had actual AoEs that you see in most games, where when you get too close to the boss, it does a stomp or something like that, and make those attacks do a lot of damage, like pretty much all your health if you get caught in it. Because right now, and it is that way, and just like you said just a second ago, it's kind of going back on it, is it's just left click spam. If you got a healer on your team, you don't even need a tank, you just need 3 DPS or 4 DPS or whatever hitting the boss, and then just have your healer just keep popping heals on them. It's just, you just sit there and like brainlessly keep left clicking. Whereas if there was an AoE attack that happened maybe semi-fast that could wipe the whole team for doing that and punish that kind of gameplay, then it would make people space out more. It would make people play a bit different, use their abilities and stuff like that in those fights.
That also leads all the way back to
Yeah.
the whole PvP thing and training people to really understand how to use their character, and punishing lazy behavior, I guess, against the boss is the only way to kind of I agree, man. I agree.
Oh hell yeah.
Nera says the 45 level dungeon has that. I didn't see it. Every dungeon I've seen being played, it's just people crowding around the boss, spamming attacks while they're getting healed. Even if there is an AoE that happens, it doesn't kill them. It doesn't wipe people.
So let me just pull up. So I managed to do the 35 dungeon, which was actually really fun. That's the one full of lasers and all that good stuff, and that was like genuinely an enjoyable dungeon. And I found the boss. The boss wasn't difficult, but it definitely had some newer mechanics, what for a better term than the other stuff. So I'll let this play through in the background. But while we watch this, Altair, what else would you like to see? What else do you think could be brought into New World to improve the kind of PvE scene? Because to be honest, there's a lot of people talking across Reddit, the forums, whatever. That I think there's enough content there at the moment. But what do you think could be brought in the future to improve the PvE scene?
So, well, you're gonna already get like new maps and shit, because we've seen that stuff already. Like you can see it on all the way on YouTube that people have already been to different zones that actually has a border. So there will be new mobs coming in and that. So I'm not gonna say that, but maybe like bigger world bosses or anything like that you maybe need like, I don't know, 25 people to kill or something. Maybe something like raids, like in World of Warcraft. So you have like, you need to work together with a massive amount of people. Something like that would be nice for me.
I agree
Anything
on that.
else?
Yeah.
Anything else is already nice.
Wacko says, for someone that's not done any dungeons, pretty excited to get involved and try them. The Arts is a great dungeon for sure. Yeah, this is a good one. So again, though, so if you haven't played this one, I mean, there's spoilers. Turn off if you don't want to see how this ends. But there is 2 parts to this particular boss, where you essentially kill him once, and he breaks down, and then he comes back to life. And the kind of second time through gets a bit more difficult. But you can see the guys I'm with, what we got, 40, 46, 30. I'm the lowest level by far here, probably 7 levels lower than everyone else. But I run a relatively tanky Constitution type build because I didn't change anything from PvP to PvE. So this was relatively easy to just do based on our level, which you know, I would love to see kind of level scaling kind of automatically. So if you're a level 60 group going into a level 35 dungeon, it increases the difficulty based on your kind of armor and stuff. But I don't know how difficult that is to code it in or anything like that, but just make it more challenging. And I think that goes back to what you said, Ty, of, you know, there is a part of you that wants to just smash through it, get the loot at the end, be done with it, go and craft whatever you want to craft. That's absolutely one part of it. But it'd be nice to have the option, and that may be down to the difficulty part, where you can select fucking extreme difficulty and you do get a better reward at the end, but there's a fucking high chance that you're going to lose.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and if you make like different difficulties for the dungeons, make them not so that like the mobs are just harder. Make it spawn more mobs, maybe different mobs. Let's maybe give them like an extra ability or anything. Like give the bosses at least like a couple more abilities, so it's way more difficult.
So I don't know if you can see, Ty. This is where kind of some AOE's coming in, and you got to either jump or dodge the waves that are coming out. But because of our level, it doesn't mean shit. Do you know what I mean? I can just stand there.
The damage it did to you, you could just all sit there and it could heal you. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like the mechanics are there. They just don't really mean much at the moment. Yeah. But I think, you know, we had Study on last week, and he said him and his boys went through the dungeons, probably all of them about 5 levels lower than the recommended, and that made it quite challenging. So you can create your own challenge, but at the same time, if you're high level, you're a high level. You can't really go back in time, and you know.
It's just that whole thing of making one dungeon, right? Instead of that one dungeon, why waste that content? Like, have all this time put into this one dungeon when you could, you know, just adjust a couple of things, make things a little bit harder on a certain difficulty for later down the line in the game, and then you add one dungeon to the game that could literally fill you with like 20 hours alone game time inside it, because you need to make strats for the different difficulties, or you keep wiping and you have to rebuild. Let's say you have to rebuild a key if all of you wiped and you have to go back in. But obviously then you're going to have to balance the reward, right?
Yeah.
Reward for the cost. But just make it unforgiving. And like, a lot of people will like it. A lot of people will also hate it. They'll be like, oh, it's too hard. Well, you know, like, I don't want this. But at the end of the day, they'd be the same people complaining that there's no content once they breeze through all of the dungeons, you know?
They have set it up very well for them to do these things. Like maybe you know, it's a really difficult one because we all talk. Again, these are just kind of suggestions and ideas, what we think could make it better. But in 6 months' time, this could absolutely all be a thing, you know, levels, different dungeons, harder bosses.
Sure.
So hopefully this does become a thing, because again, like I say, I don't know shit about coding or how to implement these things, but like, you know, we've seen it in many other games. So hopefully, you know, I don't want to just fight this guy once, because it's actually pretty fun. Like,
yeah, it's
you know, trying to learn how to.
This is the first time I've seen it, and it looks really fun.
Yeah, he's really enjoyable. And again, like, you know, if you didn't have you know, I've got quite a strong party with me. If I didn't have such strong allies, then it could actually be pretty difficult on the level that it's at. And, you know, I've heard of people failing this dungeon and the tutorial dungeon. So I guess it's finding that balance. I guess they got to find a balance, but yeah, but like, he just smacked me in the head there with his sword straight down my skull. Yeah. Didn't do nothing. Yeah. On my bald head, you know. So.
And you're under leveled for this one, right? Too. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's a big heal.
Look at him dying.
Big heals.
Skegman, the hardest part of Expedition was trying to figure out what boss mechanic was a bug or a feature. I mean, it's kind of true, that one.
Brilliant. So I saw a few comments in chat, Maliki and Oro, suggesting kind of naval battles again. You know, if you guys have been watching Newer Wednesday for a while, then you would know that we are big fans of bringing sea battles or naval battles into New World, or just the ability to travel via ship would be really awesome. So that's pretty cool. Again, probably most people that are watching this would know now that there's been leaks for the new area. There's a new area, looks like it's north of Morningdale and then north of Ebonscale Reach, which looks fantastic. And who knows when, you know, whether it's in a few months or a year when that gets released. But there are things that are coming that should make it a bit more interesting. And if they can bring in extra dungeons and, you know, extra open world bosses and stuff, that would be awesome. Something we've been chatting about recently is the idea behind so two things that I've seen a lot of talk actually recently is, one is the caravan system, which again we've spoken about a few times here, but also the idea of these kind of open world bosses. So I didn't play Warcraft, World of Warcraft. I played Warcraft 3 back in the day, but from a World of Warcraft point of view, when you say raids, you mean like 25-man instance dungeons? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Kind of.
That's what I would do.
It wouldn't even have to be that many people. Like just solid something with mechanics and difficulty and rage and rewards.
So, I mean, would you prefer that they brought in something like that, or something like an open world? Let's call it an open world raid, or like an instance raid. If you could choose one or the other, Ty, what would be your pick for New World?
I'd say an instanced raid, purely for the fact that, and I'm saying this from ESO's Elder Scrolls' point, the world bosses are just mayhem. It just ends up becoming a waiting room in the open world. Like, you're just sitting there waiting for the boss to respawn every so often, and it's just it's nice to see everybody piled around for a little bit, but it just gets annoying after a while. It's like you'll be crossing through a zone and there's just hundreds of people sat in the middle of a field, and you're like, what's going on?
What's going on here? A little party? Yeah. No, that makes sense. I love the idea of big open world, massive bosses appearing, and I went through one the other day with, you know, a Guild Wars 2 scenario where just a huge fucking dragon spawns, and it's just 50, 60, 70 people there. You need that many people to defeat it, and you got to cut off its fucking leg first or its arm, and you know, just like levels with these open world bosses, and they shouldn't happen often. Maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks, something that's like a big event that brings the entire server together. That would be awesome. But
that's exactly like Black Desert Online. As
we know, the servers can't hack that shit at the moment, so we need to wait for them to fix that first. Is a good message here from Derelict. What do you think about a dungeon that is run by two groups from two different places, and they would meet at the end, where they not only have to defeat the final boss, but they would have to fight each other? So the PvE is
different factions.
Yeah, so the PvE side of it is you're getting your loot and stuff, but at the end there is a PvP fight, which could reward you with more. What do you think about that, Altair?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Fuck yeah! All right, sweet.
Yeah, no, that's
we would just rush through the end mate and just sit there waiting for them. Like, come on, get out, come on.
That's kind of cool, because that would, on some scenarios, you'd be fighting potentially a really hardcore PvP group. On some scenarios, you'd be fighting a pretty hardcore PvE group. But on other occasions, there might be, a couple of people that really know how to work the dungeon mechanics, because they're going to be quite hard again, ideally. And then at the end, you got a couple of people that know how to PvP, or just a great mixed group. And that would be awesome fun.
That is a solid idea, yeah.
That would be cool.
The only thing is, do you get a notification if the other team leaves the dungeon, or the expedition, or dungeon, or whatever it is?
Yeah, I assume you will. I guess, or you get to the end and they're just not there, and it's like, okay, we get the end loot. But it's a real cool idea, because you could get everything that you would get from an expedition normally, but then maybe this kind of end bonus zone that, if you choose to fight, cool. If you win some extra stuff, maybe some gold or whatever. If you don't, the other team just insta wins it. That is a cool idea, man. I like the idea. The one thing that I don't want to see too much of is too much instanced content. Like, I know there's Outpost Rush, I know there's the expeditions, but my personal experience in the beta was the open world PvP fights were just, I know we're talking about PvP, but the PvP fights open world were just ace, man. I had such a good time, and I feel like if there's too much pulling people away from the open world, it may affect that sort of constant drama, constant fighting that's kicking off in the open world. But as we know, there was a lot of people playing in the beta, so maybe that doesn't matter because population wouldn't mean a thing because there'd be so many people playing the game.
Yeah, true.
Mike says like Hellgates on Albion. Arcades used to have the library, which was PvP, so you get PvPvE on the bosses. That would be cool. A cool thing I think would be having patrolling world bosses going in circles around a map, like the hunters did in Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's insane.
That
If
would
they
be
could
cool,
get into the towns as well, like on Assassin's Creed.
Attack the towns.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Yeah, I mean the other thing that we've been speaking about a lot, and again this is something that I've seen on Reddit quite a bit, is these ideas behind running sort of caravans. Basically, they're take our we'll digress a bit from PvE here. Take your PvP faction missions, let's say. One of them missions would be to start a caravan from one town to another, and obviously it'd have to be PvP flagged to start it, which would obviously notify the other faction, or maybe not. Maybe it's just something that happens, and if you see a caravan running with 5 or 6 people defending it, you have that. Not PvE content. Maybe there's some like pretty powerful guards defending the caravan as well, PvE wise, but you'd have all the PvP team on the other side prepared to defend this caravan, which maybe would increase influence or provide a reward at the end. What do you think about like sort of caravan type system that would bring PvE v PvE scenario again? What do you reckon, Tight?
I like that idea. And I'm pretty sure that was one of our, like, we definitely said that in one of our earliest New World Wednesdays when we were talking about, you know, different. This was before Outpost Rush and all that stuff was ever even a thing.
Yeah.
No, I do. I've always liked the thought of that, you know, just like this big notification. Oh, Pirate Gaming are moving valuable cargo to Everfall or something like that, and then it's just everybody just converges on a caravan. It would be such a sight to see too, you know what I mean? Like just seeing all of us walking up a road with a couple of caravans behind us. You know,
Yeah.
It'd be good.
Okay, I mean, we're digressing from PvE. I actually don't know what else to talk about PvE wise. There's so many great ideas that we could kind of throw out on the table and discuss, but I actually don't know what to suggest more at this point, apart from, you know, the naval, the expeditions, the caravans, the all these kind of cool things. You know, they're all just awesome suggestions at this point. But maybe any of you guys in chat, do you have any questions or suggestions or things that you want to discuss as a group? If not, yeah, I mean, boys, Altair, Tight, do you have anything that you want to bring up on this week's New World Wednesday?
Because I see Moomy just typed something about something like a raid once a week. Why don't we have like weekly quests? We have daily quests all the time because that's just a faction board or the town board stuff. But where's like the weekly quest that you get like
true.
really good shit for or something?
Rick says, "Oh God, no dailies, please."
No, not dailies. Just weekly things, easy to do. Weeklies and town boards. That's it.
As in like so maybe sort of suggesting here like an instance raid once a week. So in German Conqueror's Blade, they would open events that happened every Saturday night and every Tuesday night or something that people could log in and do. So not necessarily like go and kill 12 chickens and get yourself 200 coin, like not that sort of shit, but like an expedition that opens up and you kill a corrupted portal or something that lets you go inside the world and kill this fucking beast, and you get some cool shit out the back of that. Something that's a bit more exciting, like not like a weekly quest, but a weekly thing that happens. Is that what you mean? Yeah,
That's
Altair's
how
like,
you out there. Altair's like, what what'd you just say?
what's this guy talking about, man? Just going off on a fucking rampage. Movie says open world housing. I would like guild housing, like company housing.
Yes, for sure. That needs to happen. Guild bank.
Oh, is that
as well.
PV as well? Guild bank, like a massive storage for everything?
Yeah.
I would like localized clan housing that you could purchase as you would purchase a house, and everyone can kind of contribute to that place. And I would like to see the housing evolve as well. I think I spoke about Redbird and BDLG is that would like to see, like, you could take some food or an ingredient from the open world and plant it in your garden as you could on Valheim, and do more with the housing than just decorate it and the things that are there. But that would be super cool. That'd be really cool to see.
The thing with the housing thing as well is it's instance based anyway, so it's not like they couldn't add a certain area in a town that looked like your typical guild hall, right? It's just a big version of a house with more player slots to fit in it, and just do it that way. I'm sure that will eventually come down the line, but have shared storage and stuff like that accessible by company members or something from that building itself, because obviously you've got storage, don't you, in the houses? I haven't done the housing at all.
You get a certain amount you can increase. Aura's got a good idea. I remember this in Guild Wars, is that, so she suggested like a company bank or an inventory or something like that, but perhaps also gave points that you earn for participation in activities that you could use to buy more storage. That would be pretty cool. So maybe kind of some guild or company based quests that allow you to improve your company housing or whatever it may be company wise. But that would be super cool. I would love to be able to see all of your company members on the map as well, even if it's kind of small, just tiny dots, just to kind of have an overview of where everyone is, and you don't feel as alone. You don't feel alone anyway because there's fucking so many people everywhere. But I always felt like you could only group up with a group of 5 company members, and if you've got 15-20 people in your company, it'd be nice to be able to open the map and say, oh look, you can see there's a group of us up in the north slaying stuff, and then there's 20 people still in Everfull, looks like they're crafting or whatever it may be. It'd be super cool to be able to see everyone bolting onto the idea of company storage as well. That'd be great.
Give us a little guest appearance on the tight cam, Spave.
Oh, do you have your
Get in there.
your leaderboard
I don't know where
bits?
she is.
Or your she's not there.
Disappeared on me.
We're
She's
talking to her
around.
and she's not there. Do you have your 1v3 and your
Yeah, it's I've DM'd you on Discord.
Have you? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, boy. Here we go. Company storage would make preparation for war much more organized. Even a place just to store the refined materials would be amazing. Watch too much Twitch. What's that? Sorry.
I think she's gone for a bath or something. I don't know.
Disappeared.
She's secretly downloading this Elion beta.
Oh yeah,
New MMO or something.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Is it an open beta right now, or like you got to pay? I think you got to pay to get access to it, right?
Oh, do you?
Yeah, something like that.
It looks like Assassin's Creed or something. I can just see the. I don't know. It looks cool.
What I'll do is let's watch TightEyez. Let's check this clip out. Where are you? It's not opening. Dun, 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 dun. 1 second, boys. Here we go. Was this today?
Yeah, this was today.
Oh boy.
Clipped by my boy Blake. Well, your boy first, but my boy now.
What are you doing? That's some like Assassin's Creed bit, just sitting on top of the.
Man. Yeah. I'm healing in a tree.
I'm healing up, vocalizing.
Wait, am I dead? I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, I'm full dead. I didn't mock there. Oh my god.
Oh, one's dead.
I'm still alive.
Big dodge. Oh, headshot! Oh, finishing move. Boom! Dude, well played, mate. Well played, dude. That was fucking solid, mate. That was solid. So at the start there, you could block like. Do you have? Is it directional blocked or is it just a block?
So there's no actual block button. The way it works is if they use a light attack and I'm doing a charge attack, it counts as a block.
Right.
But if they go into a charge attack and then they release their charge attack and I release my charge attack, it does a clash. So you'll end up both hitting each other, doing stamina damage and health damage.
Sweet.
But if you click again after the clash and go into a light attack, you'll do like a parry. So there's the combat super. It's all in your mouse clicks. New World, maybe take a couple out of that. But like your mouse click has so many different kind of mechanics to it. It's crazy, but it's all about timing and stuff like that. It's really fun. It is really fun.
Awesome. And here we are. Top. Let's say top 2% in the.
Top 2% in the world, and then in ranked. And then it's top 20 in the UK. So I'm like just about 200 in the world, almost.
Nice.
I
GG,
think,
bro.
If my maths is right.
Keep on grinding that shit.
GG.
Yeah, we're making moves. PG.
Fantastic. Okay, boys. Well, we are pretty much coming to our hour, so we will end it there. So what we've got going on at the moment, boys, is a couple of things. One is I'm doing a cheeky little giveaway. There's the links there. Follow that shit. Do the bits and bobs. I'm giving 5 copies of New World away. It happens over a period of time, so do these bits, and then in X amount of days, it will select some winners. We also have a bit of a sponsorship going on from this cute little game called Clory. I've actually had a word with them because they didn't tell me, but the game is actually banned in half the world because it's one of those claw games. You pick up a toy and then whatever. It's technically gambling, but we got a sponsor from them. So if you want to support me, download the game, win twice. My little ticker will go up and ultimately I get paid for that. So if you've got 5 minutes and want to support, that'd be fucking ace. Get on that. And Altair repping the merch tonight, you absolute legend. There's some PG merch out there in the world. Looking good, man, looking good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to Carnage. Carnage is currently playing Last Oasis. Come on, season 5. Apparently, if anyone here is a Last Oasis player or played it, we all did together.
Did you give that code away yet? Oh, you're doing it now?
What was that, sorry?
Did you give that code away yet that I sent you?
No, I haven't yet. No, I haven't.
You should drop it before you read it. See if someone wants to play it anyway.
See if I got it here.
Should be in our DM.
Yes. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. My
And And then if you haven't played Last Oasis, you can watch Carnage for all the pro strats.
Oh, I need to
For sure.
I need to log in and claim it properly. I haven't
you're
fully
right.
claimed
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
We'll do it together. If you're around next week, jump on New Wednesday next week. That'd be awesome, and we'll do a proper race and proper marble run or something fun. Have a laugh with it. But yeah, we'll jump over to Carnage, boys. He played all of beta with us. It was really good fun, and he will be streaming New World and playing. Assuming no one poaches him, I think he's PG these days. He'll be playing New World with us, and we had a really good time. So there's the straight up giveaway link again. Get that shit on, boys. And if you have 5 minutes, download Glory. Win 2 games. Happy days. Download on your mobile. GG. But yeah, we will head over to Carnage. TightEyez, Altair. Big love as always, boys. I appreciate you coming on some New Wednesday.
No problem. Man.
Always a pleasure.
Boys, thank you so much for joining. Everyone in chat, you're absolute legends. And if you are currently watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all this bloody way. Let's go and raid Carnage, boys. Thanks again, lads.
Peace.
Sweet.
Carnage. There he is.
Look at him.
There he is. Oh, they're not in a fight. Yeah, he's just chilling on top of the toboggan. Oh my god, look at them all.